All right, everybody, it's Chris Garrison here, and I've got a special guest, Mike Fallett. This dude is a beast. Super excited about what we're going to take away from this conversation today. He helps people author books, and he also authors books. He just released a new book, and we're going to get his backstory, what got him into this. So, Mike, man, I'm not going to hold you suspenseful anymore. Tell us about yourself, what your backstory is, and kind of bring us up to this point to where you have just published this new book.
Chris, I'm thrilled to be here, man. Bigger vision. We started talking, I guess it was at a legacy family get-together in Texas, all right? Me and you, we just kind of sat down, struck up a conversation. Little did we know that we would be hanging on a private jet within a couple months together, going to other events. So it's an honor to be here, man, to talk to your community. Bigger Vision has grown. And I tell people all the time, you know, when I first met you, you are one of the guys that just started getting into the social media game and just never let go of it. You have exploded. So well done on everything you put together in the past year, past 12 months.
That's right. Thanks, man.
So just to get you up to speed on a little bit about my background, I have not been a writer and a reader my whole life. I did not start to get into the personal development stages, or I didn't fall in love with that world until I was 22, 23 years old. My employer at the time gave me a book, and I'm assuming you've read this book too. It's still with me. It's on my desk. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This has changed my life, man. This book. And I always tell people, you're one book away. You're one book away from what? I mean, a whole new life. You're one book away.
Yeah.
So he gave me this at 22 years old, and I put it down. I said, what the hell did I go to school for? I don't want to be a guy in an office and a clean office and, you know, working for a bank my whole life. Why didn't I pick up this back in 95 or whenever it came out? Because nobody gave it to me. The guy who gave it to me was a millionaire. So he was the first millionaire that I ever knew. I trusted in him, and it changed my life. I became a real estate agent at 22, 23, bought my first real estate property within 6 months of being my own agent, had a 4-unit building. I thought I was the king of the world. I thought I was the man, dude. Swear to God. Here I am with a 4-unit building, being an entrepreneur, thinking I'm going to be a billionaire within a year or two. I mean, that's how insane I was. Anyways, I take tenants to court. I'm fixing roofs. I'm fixing toilets and sinks nonstop. So this whole entrepreneur game just wasn't as sexy as I thought. And I knew it would take a long time, but I was really into building something from the ground up. I just love startup businesses. So I started 4 different businesses, major failures. I looked like a fool in front of my friends and family. I mean, I did some crazy stuff. It was a miserable time. But my 5th business was a direct-to-home dog product service, and it made some money. And all of a sudden, I started looking like a genius in front of people. Oh, you're making some money with this dog business? You know, teach me your ways. You have a 4-unit building. You have this dog business. What should I do to get into the entrepreneur game? And that's when I had the bright idea of writing it all down, turning that material into a book. The girl I was dating at the time was a great editor. I said, hey, you know what? Since I'm broke and I'm poor and I'm struggling, will you edit this book for free for me? And luckily she did. She helped me out. I put it up on Amazon. I turned it into an Amazon bestseller in 2015, and I was off and running. That's when my life changed. People started coming to me for speaking gigs. You know, I was getting attention online. I said, if I would have just wrote this book when I bought my real estate investment in 2008, 2009, people would have respected me from the get-go. And I thought I would help people start businesses more so than anything else. What I did was I started giving information on how to write your first book. People were drawn to that way more than even just business advice. So I started helping individuals all across social media, not in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where I'm at, all across Facebook and Instagram, how to write a book. A guy named Anthony Lawley, and I'm going to see if I have the book here. This guy right here, this Anthony Lawley. This dude changed my life. Hey, Anthony, if you're out there watching, you changed my life. I tell you this all the time, but the heart of the deal, this guy messaged me through Instagram, and I'm struggling at the time. He says, it looks like you're the book guy. And I said, yes, I am. I'm the book guy, as you can see. He's like, can you help me become an Amazon bestseller? I said, you know what? how about I just do it for free for you? I'll just do it for free. I'll tell you exactly what to do. I'm going to do it for you. I know you're a millionaire and you have the money, but why don't I just give away my services just to prove myself to the market?
Wow.
He's like, all right, hey, if you turn me into a bestseller, we could talk afterwards. So I turn him into an Amazon bestseller. He gets the logo added to the book. He gets on radio channels all across New York, and he invites me out to his book signing. I really didn't have the money to go out for the book signing, so I got out my credit card. I drove out to New York from Pittsburgh. I sleep in my car for 2 days. I meet with Anthony Lawley. He says, thanks for coming out. Thanks for helping me out. By the way, I want to give you the information to about 6, 7 other people who need books. And the moment I got back from New York, I had a client list to work with. That's what gave me the jet fuel to keep going. And since then, we've done about 300 and some books, 267 bestsellers as of right now. You'll see there's a book out there. It is called Mastering the Giveaway. If there's a lot of people watching online, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, just look up this book right now, Mastering the Giveaway. We just started the push about 3 hours ago. That means if you go to Amazon and look this book up in about 8 hours, it'll say #1 bestseller at the very bottom of the page. So keep a lookout for this, Mastering the Giveaway. We get to work with entrepreneurs all over the United States, all over the world, but most likely United States, tax professionals. You know some of these names. Let me just show you some of these. Victim to Victor by Nick Santanastasso. Shares the stage with Tony Robbins, just a badass dude. You know Joe Evangelisti. Multiplicity. I love this book. If you guys don't know that one, you should check it out. Tyler McBroom, the #1 tax guy on social media. Who would have ever thought someone could turn taxes into something that's interesting? This guy generates a lot of money on the back end from the book. And I'll explain that as we go through this podcast, I guess. Tim Lyons, Built to Grow. And I cannot not mention this book right here, Meconomy by Mark Evans. Mark Evans is another one of those 3 individuals that's changed my life. Anthony Lawley, Tony Wadley, and Mark Evans DM. So that's what we do.